Would you support stricter gun laws that require more training?
Let's work together. This is something that should be not partisan. We need to be proactive. So yes, I think that we should have more training.
Hi everyone, this is a video interview that has been making the rounds on the interwebs. I saw it first on Maj Touré's channel on YouTube. You should totally check him out and subscribe because he is great. I want to call to question this concept that gun grabbers like Sheriff Fagan have more training. More training for what? Are the gun grabbers implying that more training will stop criminals from using firearms to commit crimes? This is a complete disconnect with reality. Or are they saying that more training will make criminals better at committing crimes? I don't get it. But let's look at individuals who are highly trained and who do use guns as part of their job. Law enforcement. See, yesterday we had yet another police officer, a sergeant in New York, annihilate his family of 4 in a murder-suicide.
Tragic breaking news out of Rockland County tonight. 4 members of a family are dead in what appears to be a murder-suicide. The suspect, the father, was also a member of law enforcement.
Arthur, it is just so tragic and so unthinkable, especially on this day before New Year's Eve. Clarkstown police confirming that a decorated sergeant with the Bronxville Police Department who lived here on a quiet cul-de-sac in Rockland County is believed to have killed his wife and 2 sons here in Rockland County before turning the gun on himself. The 49-year-old sergeant seen here in this photo has been identified as Watson Morgan, who sources tell us has been on the job for more than 2 decades and was close to retirement. His wife identified as Ornella Morgan. Their 2 sons, just 10 and 12 years old. Officers who came to the home found all 4 family members dead inside with gunshot wounds.
He's a very loving father, that's all I can say. Very loving, very caring family. I mean, he's a very caring person.
According to a Bronxville publication, Watson Morgan was promoted from detective to sergeant back in 2016. At the time, the chief of the Bronxville Police Department told that publication that he was an exemplary department technical expert and had done an incredible job.
This person was highly trained, and yet that training did not stop this tragedy. Leos erupt into family annihilations far more frequently than the general public, and nobody is talking about it. Nobody. You see, requiring more training, like the good sheriff is suggesting, is just a backdoor to denying you your rights, like what is happening in Honolulu right now.
Effective January 1st, there is a whole new pre-purchasing licensing requirement which has mandatory training, and a Hawaii citizen must complete this training before they, 1, can even apply for a concealed carry permit, or 2, even apply for a license so that they could go to a gun store and actually buy a gun. Now, as I have mentioned before, when it comes to this pre-purchasing licensing requirement, other than the obvious offensive nature of it, that you have to get government's permission before you exercise an otherwise inalienable right, this allows government to obstruct, to put up roadblocks, and to basically eviscerate your Second Amendment rights. Now, a lot of people think that this is just conjecture, it's hyperbole, it's just trying to, beat the drum and get everyone worked up. But let me explain to you exactly how this occurs. First of all, we have the example in California where they removed all private instructors, and of course no law enforcement agency had set up any type of instruction. But according to the Hawaii Firearms Coalition, what's going on in Hawaii is as follows. A recent change in Hawaii law that goes into effect in January requires instructors to be certified or verified by the county police department is being used to ignore the constitutional rights of Hawaii citizens. Despite having more than 5 months to set up a process, Honolulu and the other counties took no action until now. Due to the inaction or incompetence, this lack of process means that the Hawaiian citizens could be left with no legal method to obtain firearms for weeks or months after the law goes into effect. And in Honolulu, Sheriff Logan has said that no one will be allowed to purchase a firearm until they verify the appropriate training. However, at this point, the city of Honolulu has not established any level of training, nor do they even have a sketch of what it might look like. Until the policy is published and implemented and funded, no citizen in the city of Honolulu right now has any right to purchase a firearm, which means no citizen in the city of Honolulu has a life that is worth preserving at the current time.
William Kirk is great. You should totally subscribe to him on YouTube. See, the Bill of Rights doesn't grant you your various rights. It protects them from government infringement, aka tyranny, and overstep. Rights are not privileges that can be taken away from you.
A gun should be a privilege. he should earn that privilege.
So I actually have the answer for you, Sheriff. Why you can't treat a constitutional right like a privilege is because one's a right and one's a privilege. This is where we start seeing law enforcement officers getting arrogant, not recognizing or appreciating or even utilizing their oath to the Constitution that they take. And they start trying to gaslight people into believing that we're supposed to do what they say as if they're the authority. And that is the exact opposite of the framework of the actual oath that he took.
When you strip a person of their rights like the good sheriff is proposing here, there is a term for it: slavery. Slaves do not have rights, and that has always been the purpose of gun control, to make people weak and vulnerable.
It shall not be lawful for any person or persons in this state to sell to, or in any other way furnish any slave, free Negro or mulatto, with firearms of any description, or gunpowder, lead or shot of any kind.
I believe in empowerment. I believe in power to the people. Those who disagree are bigots who cannot stand the thought of people unlike them wielding actual power. And that's what I have for you today. Happy New Year, be empowered, and take control of your safety in the way you deem best.
Hell yes, we're gonna take your AR-15.